can see my name on under the moderator. Yeah. Are you going to take charge of the session, Tuba, or do you want me to moderate it for you?
You can moderate also.
No.
Ma'am, may I start now?
I mean, if you're here and you're ready to take control, it's okay. But if you want to go somewhere, then I will take care.
I also want to see your moderation too.
Okay. No issues.
Ma'am, may I start now?
Yes,
You
please.
narrate?
Yes. Okay, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to everyone. This is Dr. Muhammad Safdar Bhatti from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur with my co-presenter Rafia Mukhtar as well. First of all, I would like to thank the whole team in general and the Congress chair in particular for providing me this chance to present my work at this forum. And the topic of my presentation is students' perceptions about blended learning at university level, a survey. And that is the brief sketch of my talk. Respected audience, education is the right of every human. Blended learning is the use of online tools to supplement what is learned in the class. 21st century has been accurately termed as the century of rapid improvement and development in every field. Knowledge outburst, globalization, and fast developments in the field of science and technology have brought all spheres of life under notable pressure to respond to the varying state, and educational institutions are no exceptions. The enhanced accessibility, capability, and affordability of internet have created huge pathways for creating, designing, developing, and implementing inventive pedagogical strategies in the classrooms. Blended learning has emerged as one of the most popular pedagogical concepts in higher education ESL context. It is such teaching strategy which integrates information and communication technologies in a traditional classroom setting. Blended learning is the integration of digital tools, techniques, and materials with the physical classroom. According to Bandania, students hold positive attitudes towards the blended learning environment, and the influencing factors mainly include experience, confidence, enjoyment, usefulness, intention to use, motivation, and whether student had ICT skills. Blended learning is more effective than traditional methods because learners can focus on content like new vocabulary or pronunciations while using their self-paced online material on their own time. Learning is maximized with more effective and authentic learning time in each environment. Blended learning environment refers to the blend of the effectiveness of the face-to-face teaching environment and ICT-mediated teaching and learning environment. Blended learning that uses apps, games, or measurable programs to teach concepts allows students to engage the material at their own pace. This helps to balance a classroom that contains both quick and slow learners. It can promote deeper learning, reduce stress, and increase student satisfaction. However, blended learning environments face many challenges, like to create organized and well-designed content that maintains students' instinct, motivation, and strengthens their time management and computer using skills. Secondly, to maintain student satisfaction in this environment. If we talk about the significance of the study, it will be helpful for the students, for the teachers, and definitely will improve their learning. The objectives of my study were to explore the perceptions of students regarding blended learning at university level, to prove the value of blended learning, to embellish the English language learning, to embrace an activity-based approach in the classroom to foster language skills, to improve maximum engagement by the students, to investigate the difficulties and challenges faced by the teachers in adopting blended learning in the classroom. And the research questions of my study were: What are the students' perceptions about blended learning environment to learn English language? How do students perceive the impact of blended learning environment on the development of their language skills? And whether the students take interest while using different activities in the classroom or not. Now, I would like to move towards the literature review. Actually, respected audience, teaching is a demanding profession which requires a high level of commitment, training, professionalism, and dedication. Interaction with ICT or information and communication technology in a blended classroom environment may become an added challenge sometimes. Blended learning is the use of online tools, discussion boards, online quizzes, and a variety of other online resources that enable students and instructors to connect over in a classroom material. According to Dubin, blended learning classroom environments require multimedia equipped classrooms. Individual access and expertise for internet use is required to interact throughout the learning discourse. In some disciplines, practical operational challenges may pose a problem. 200 students and 50 teachers from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur, the Dean Faculty of Islamic Learning, participated in this study. If we talk about the research methodology, it was descriptive in nature based on the survey method, and the approach was quantitative and random sampling was done. Questionnaire for the students and a separate questionnaire for the teachers were used as a tool to collect the data from the respondents. This is the data analysis of my questionnaires, and these are some factors which I have deduced based on those questionnaires. The students started taking interest, that was the 98%. Their participation was 100%. They became confident, 80%. They were motivated, 99%, and they improved their learning, that was 98%. And that is the graphic description of my talk. Now I would like to move towards the findings and conclusions. In the light of information and communication technology available to the modern education systems, it makes sense for today's educational managers and administrators to rethink the classroom environment. Through blended learning, technology can come to the forefront of the modern classroom to make it an effective place where learners of most styles can thrive. Adoption of blended learning at university level largely depends on how teachers move from their traditional roles to the roles of online instructors. Blended learning in Pakistani context varies from that of ICT advanced countries where students and teachers capacity building is better. In the end, I would like to give some suggestions and recommendations. Awareness seminars for students and teachers may be arranged at the departmental level to sensitize them about importance and frequent use of blended learning techniques in the classrooms. Access, understanding, and application of ICT tools in teaching learning may be increased through training and workshops. Social media tools, WhatsApp, Facebook, Skype, may be used to devise learning groups so that the students feel motivated to learn. Teachers may construct proper assessments which can be suitably used for self-evaluations and peer evaluations. Teachers need to use more online activities such as reflective blogs, reflective videos, online discussions to incorporate true spirit of blended learning in the classroom. And these were some references from which I got the help. And thanks for your patience. And any question, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhatti, for that presentation.
Thank
Are
you.
there any questions from the participants, the people on the panel here, to Dr. Bhatti? Okay, since nobody is asking you a question, I'm a little curious to know what is the situation like in Pakistan? Like, for example, in India, with the third wave ebbing, we are moving into offline teaching and offline learning. Although we've accommodated blended learning, but mostly everybody is very excited to get back to the offline. Mostly students who've been missing out on their friends and the campus environment. So what kind of learning are the universities in Pakistan planning to adopt? Are they going in for complete offline learning, or are they moving into a blended format of teaching and learning?
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your very nice question. If we talk about Pakistan, over here we are just trying to cope ourselves with the blended learning. And but when the this pandemic was in a severe condition, at that time we were totally offline, and the students, the students were learning. They were not supposed to come to for their physical classes. Rather, they had to attend their even they had to take their exams online as well. Now we are just trying to cope the students with this blended learning. Some lectures they will have to attend physically, and sometimes they will have to switch themselves for an online classes.